Hi, today I'm going to show you how to install and publish a website built with docusaurus. If you're here, I presume that you know what docusaurus is. If not, it's essentially a very cool open source documentation website builder. It allows you to write documentation using Markdown, and you can build a static website that would run on GitHub pages. I installed it, but it took me a little while to figure out how to publish. So I thought I would make a video in case some other people had the same trouble. All we need is a GitHub account. We will also be using Visual Studio Code to customize our website, but if you prefer working with the terminal and a text editor, it's fine too. Let's get started. So the first step is to create a GitHub repository. So I go into my GitHub account, repositories new, and then I'm going to name my site test site. And then I click on create repository. I'm going to keep that page open so that I get the script that I will be using later on. So I am now moving to Visual Studio. As you can see, I got the terminal open, and we are going to create a directory where we will install our docusaurus website. So let's call it testDocu, for example, then cd into it. And then we are going to install our docusaurus website builder using YARN. So we're importing the package, and then we can create our website using the docusaurus-init command. We are generating our website here. So our app has been generated. Now we need to do a little bit of customization before we can publish it. So I'm going to open the directory that we just created. Okay. So the first thing is to rename that doc folder to docs. Next step is to rename that blog directory. And then we are going to adjust the configuration file. So the first bit is the URL. So here you need to put your GitHub URL. So that's your GitHub name, followed by github.io. And then change the base URL to test site. And finally, our project name remains as it is, test site, but we need to change our organization name. And again, we're going to use our GitHub name. And we can save. And we are ready to generate our application. So back in the terminal, cd into the website directory, and then run yarn run build. That's where your static website is being generated. So now we need to publish to GitHub. The trick is that we want the source files in one branch and the static site in another. So now we need to initialize Git locally. So in order to do that, I need to go back to the root directory and git init. And I will now connect to my remote repository. That's where we need to go back to the GitHub page that we've generated earlier and copy that bit of script and paste it into the terminal. So now our two directories are connected, and I'm going to push the application and the source onto the GitHub repo. Typo. And now if we look at our GitHub account into the test site repository, we see we got a branch master with all the application, the source documents for our application. So now on to the final step, which is to create a branch for our static website and to push into that branch. So the first thing is to create the branch itself. I'm calling it pages for GitHub pages. Switching on to the branch, and then that's where you need to be careful, because we only want to add the relevant files. So we go git add f for false, because the website's folder is actually in the git ignore, so we need to force it so that it doesn't take into account the parameters of the git ignore. Okay, so that's where our static website sits. So then we're gonna commit. Okay, so that's actually, so we can see that's all the relevant files that we want. And now we're going to push, but we're only going to push the files that we've added to our commit. Go git push subtree, so that's the subtree that we've created, prefix, and then website build test site origin th page is, which indicates where we want to put it into our remote. So what did go wrong here? Oh, I see. I put the subtree after the push, so it should be git subtree push. Okay, pushing into our repo. And now if we go back to GitHub and we refresh, we got a GitHub pages branch. Go in there and see that's only our static website. The last thing is to go into settings to make sure that GitHub is actually picking up JS pages as reference for the website that is being published. So that's fine. It's done it automatically. And then we can go and see whether our website is being published or not by just clicking on that URL. Sometimes it takes a little while to propagate, but if you give it, say, half an hour or so, then your page should show up. So as you can see on the URL that was provided by GitHub. That's it. Thanks for watching, and I will leave the script that I've used in the description below the video.